Alright guys, my name is Ryan, and basically what I'm here to show you today is a basic field layout and a strategy to use while playing on fields. Playing speedball, just basically about anything in paintball requires lanes. Lanes and getting to the right bunkers at the right time. Now, on this map, this current field layout, shall I say, is from the PSP World Cup in 2012. I'm going to show you a layout for a 5-man, 5-on-5 tournament. And what we're going to do is that we're going to mark them in black. And let's say here's one guy here, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright. You got 5, and this is your side. I'm not going to put the other team in because there's no reason. This is your layout. Okay, these two players back here are usually going to be your back players. Now, whenever they go off the break, they're going to do like I just said basically, and they're going to run to the back. Now, this does not always have to happen. Typically, your basic field strategy is one to the back left and one to the back right. It's your typical layout. So that's how we're going to make it right now. We're going to have him going to the left and him going to the right. Alright, now, these two players here will typically be your mid players. And mid does not have to be on the 50-yard line. Alright, at the 50, these bunkers through here are considered the 50. Now, whenever they're running off the break, they're not going to go full-fledged running up to the 30-yard line, 40-yard line, or anything like that, you know. So, let's say he's going to go to the left. He's going to do the basic layout, just like the basic run like everybody else does on the break. He's going to go right. Okay. Now this guy is typically your front player. And how you get this is that your fastest player, usually your fastest and quickest player, will run off to the front, which means he's going to be somewhere in this general vicinity. Maybe if he can even get enough space and get enough time, get up to the 50. Now, a big place on any field to conquer first is the snake. If you have a good snake player, get to the snake as fast as possible. So we're going to send our front player, our front man, we're going to send him right here, off the break. Now, typically people are like, well, wait a minute, you know, you say he's supposed to run, you know, halfway up the field off the break. That's not typically true. Send him to the back center first. Then what you're going to want him to do is that you're going to want him to move up to right here, about. Now, this is after, though, the game has progressed maybe, let's say, 20-25 seconds, and other players, your back players, and your mid players have had time to shoot lanes and get people out. Now, your back players typically are not going to move up throughout the game, typically. We're going to mark their lanes with this color here. Now, lanes, if you don't know what that is, it is areas where a player can shoot out of the bunkers and have a lane, or so-called an open space, to shoot. This player is going to be able to lane all the way down through here to their back player. He's going to be able to lane across the field to right in this general vicinity. And he's also going to be able to come off the front of the bunker if he can get around it enough and be able to get a lane back here. Same thing is going to work for this guy. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to end up making a giant X before this is done. Okay? And he's going to be laning down by the snake as well. Now, this is called the tape. This side is also called the tape. Laning the tape is a very big ordeal and is a very, very, very hard thing to do if you have an inexperienced player. They're going to be laying to the back center, back left, back right. They're going to be covering all that, and this is off the break. This is why this happens whenever your mid players and your front player is running to their particular bunker or wherever they're running to. Now, we're going to go back to this. And then, let's say you're off the break. This is what it looks like off the break. They're laying in for everybody, everything. Your mid players eventually are going to be able to move up. And what I typically do is that I would move him to right here, or if he is my snake player, depending on what side the snake is on, he's going to jet out from here, head to the temple, come back around, hop in the snake as fast as he can. And I'm going to put an X on it because that is a major spot to have, is the snake. Now, he's going to rely on this back right player to lane for him while he's getting into the snake. Now, why this is such a key point, you're going to see. Now, we're going to use this color here for our mid players. He's going to be able to lane all the way through here. He's going to be able to shoot through here. He's going to be able to go and shoot across through here. I mean, it's just perfect position for a player to be in if they are good enough to play that spot. Now, we're not going to forget about our mid player over here. He is going to move up, and he's going to basically be backing up your front player. Now, he's going to be able to lane pretty much at the same place as the snake player, but a little bit different. He's going to be watching this tape here, especially on the Dorito side. He's going to be watching all that and back center a lot because there's all kinds of traffic that will be running from here, running from here to here to here to, all the way back through here. There's going to be players running constantly back through here. Now, once he is in position, I lock him in there. I don't want him to move anymore. I don't want him to do anything else because, look at the lanes that he has. It's incredible. Now, your front player is going to be... He is not going to be shooting and laning as much as a mid or back player would be because his goal is to get to the front. So if everything works out correctly, what you'll want to happen after the game progresses is that you will want to try to get him up here to the 50. A big thing about winning a key game, winning a tournament, is getting great field position. Whoever conquers the most field in the beginning and quickest typically wins. It's just the way that it is. And not saying just because every single player runs up to the 50-yard line at the very beginning of the game that you're going to win the game, because that is not true. That is not true at all. Now, let's say that you all did not want to get the snake. You're just like, you know what, we can't do it. That mid player where I broke him off right here, he's going to be laning about the same, or have about the same lanes as the other guy. And if you eventually look, you will see a constant pattern here that each player on each side is going to have about the same lanes, but they're going to be covering two opposite sides of the field. If you can have a whole perspective of the field over here and you can have a whole perspective of the field over here, then you're going to be able to see just about any bump up, any move, or anything that's going on the other team's side. Also, a very key thing, keep your ears open. Keep them wide open. They will have different calls, different commands than you have to call out positions and everything else. Be looking and listening especially to those different calls and stuff, because if they spot you out, you'll be able to hear it and be like, heck, I need to stay inside of this bunker longer. I don't need to pop out on my left side. I need to pop out on my right side, or I need to tell my back center player, hey, he's running down the left tape, or he's running down right tape, or whatever the case may be. Now, whenever you're going to make an aggressive move, whenever you're going to make an aggressive push, say that 3 of their players have been eliminated and you have 3 players left. And your 3 players left are your 2 back center players and the mid player and the snake. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want this back center player, you are going to want him to move up and cover the position where the mid player got out at. Because whenever he gets here, he's going to be able to cover just about the same amount of field as the mid player could. This guy back here on the snake side, you're going to want to keep him laning down that right tape the whole time so your guy in the snake can take and move up. And what's going to happen, he's going to have to move up to about right here, and then whenever it's safe, he's going to have to look over this bunker, make sure everything's safe, get the call from his back players and be like, hey, you can bump up, you can bump up. He's going to bump up to about S1 or Snake 1 in the middle on the 50. And then what you're going to want to do is that the player who stepped up back here, this back player who stepped up, you and him at the same time, you're going to want your back player to come up, go around the bunker just like this, move up, and get up as fast as he can to the 50-yard line, about where the snake player is going to be at. Then once he gets there, he can look across the field, see if there's anything, and if he says it's clear, you're going to want to send your snake player all the way down the field, and he's just going to have to go and completely clear out every single area in there. And a big area to be looking for whenever, if you figure out, hey, they only have 2 players left, a big area where these 2 players are going to be remaining is somewhere within here. Reason being, whenever they see more people get out, what are they going to do? They're going to want to retreat a little bit. They're going to want to stay back. They're going to play more conservative so they can get better angles on the field. But while they're running back, they're not going to know that this back player in the back left has already moved up to the 50-yard line and is staring at them right in the face. So whenever your snake player comes running down through here, he's going to be able to take out this whole little area right here, this whole thing, while this back player here is still shooting all around here. And then also the back player that you have left on the back right, he's going to be still laning like he has been all game and looking over this whole entire field. But by then, he'll probably, if it's smart, he probably would have stepped out of his bunker and came up to about the 30-yard line, 30-yard line. And he'll be about right here, and he'll just be looking across the field. Then you'll be able to end the game pretty quickly. Now, I'm not saying this is the exact strategy that you need to run. This is just to help people get a basic concept on making strategies and on making certain plays to win a game. And this isn't the only one. You'll have 100 different ways you can do this. I have had 12 years of experience playing paintball and tournament play, scenario play, all the above. No, I don't know everything, and I don't expect to ever know everything. I'm still learning each time that I play, each time I go to a tournament, learning from people around me. And honestly, just watch people at your local field. Take a day, and whenever you're playing, spectate a few games and look at how the players move. Watch how the players react to certain things and get that stored into your head. And then from that, you can build a strategy like this. You can build something where you can tell what lanes are which, what areas you need to cover, and everything else. But I want to thank you guys for your time. I really do hope you enjoyed this. I will be posting more videos like this. If you have any kind of comments, requests, or anything like that, you can leave them below, or you can personally message me. I will reply back as soon as I can, or answer back to any comments or any concerns or anything. And I hope you guys enjoyed it, and just keep on playing the sport and keep on trying to get more and more people into it. It is a dying sport, sadly enough, but I think people seeing stuff like this, seeing how much strategy and seeing how much time you can actually put into it can really bring some people out of their shell. But again, thank you guys, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope this helped you out a bit.